Hi, my name is Jo and welcome to my BookTube channel. After consuming countless hours of BookTube content, I do feel like the BookTube Newbie Tag is the most natural place for me to start this new channel. And this tag was created by Brenda C in 2014, so I'm just an entire decade late. And although I'm used to posting on places like Bookstagrammer and BookTok, this already feels very different. So to help calm that anxiety, I am wearing my Taylor Swift folklore cardigan and my ACOTAR shirt. On this, we have Reese's First Words to Feyre. Not sponsored, I just love this shirt and we'll link it below. So let's start with question number 1, which is why did I want to start this channel? I've actually been thinking about getting back into YouTube for about a year now, and the reason that it took so long is I'm a part of a lot of different hobbies and fandoms. So across social media, you'll find me posting things from like the Taylor Swift fandom. I'm a big Marvel and Star Wars fan. I'm super into cosplaying and Comic Cons. So it took me a while to figure out what niche I wanted to focus on. And I really enjoyed posting on Bookstagrammer and BookTok, but a lot of the content ideas I have are just too long form for those platforms. I'm also excited to be able to meet more members of the bookish community because I'm using this new platform on YouTube. And I think that it will be really fun to go further into my hobby of reading and loving books in this added way of creating YouTube videos. So it adds to the fun of reading in a new way because it's not just reading. Question number 2 asks what are some fun and unique things I can bring to my BookTube channel. The first thing that comes to mind is because I do love cosplay, I really love cosplaying bookish characters. While I don't foresee bookish cosplays being a huge part of this channel, I do think it will be fun here and there. For example, recently I got to cosplay Aylin and my 2 friends cosplayed Feyre and Bryce, so I think things like vlogging the behind the scenes of photo shoots like that could be really fun. I also do think incorporating my other fandoms could be really fun for this. So for example, if I go and see a new Marvel movie or I go and watch a new Marvel TV show, I think it could be really unique and interesting to sort of pair either like the characters or the storyline with books that I've read. Also, I'm a big like fantasy and romance reader, and my girlfriend who I live with is super into horror and like thriller mysteries. Plus, I'm in quite a few book clubs. So even though I have my favorite genres, I still read quite a variety. Number 3 asks what I'm most excited for about this new channel, and I'm really excited to just explore a new part of my hobby, which is reading. Also, I am a Virgo rising, and my Virgo rising is so content when I am creative and or productive. So when I knock something off my to-do list, I get an instant serotonin boost, whether that's finishing a book or marking a book as read on Goodreads or posting something on Bookstagrammer or posting something on BookTok. And I definitely feel like a BookTube channel is a new and fun way to be creative and productive. Number 4 asks why I love reading. And although I love escapism and exploring worlds like everyone else, the first real reason that comes to mind has more to do with the fact that I was sort of a writer before I was a big reader. I ended up winning my first poetry competition when I was like 6 years old, and I just have always loved the craft of writing. So with that perspective in mind, I think I enjoy reading so much because I know how much effort and love and passion and craftsmanship goes into anything that an author produces. Question number 5 asks what book or series got me into reading. I have a few different answers of different phases in life that got me back into reading, but the initial series that made me fall in love with reading was actually the Chronicles of Narnia. I was in 3rd grade and my class decided to read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe because we were going to take a field trip to go see that movie, and the rest is history. I read the entire series and just fell in love. Number 6 is what questions would I ask my favorite booktubers? And I feel like my biggest questions are about things behind the scenes. Like the first thing that comes to mind is being able to ask my favorite YouTubers their advice on equipment on a budget would be really cool. I'm very lucky to have access to this Canon camera, but I do have a long way to go with things like lighting and audio. Number 7 asks what challenges do I think will be the hardest to overcome with starting this channel? And other than figuring out all of the equipment, I think my own self-doubt is going to be the toughest thing to overcome. But I have to remember that nobody's first YouTube video is perfect. So I'm just throwing this out in the universe, knowing that I will learn more as I go. Number 8 asks when I started reading. So Narnia was the very first thing that got me started when I was like 8 years old, but something definitely shifted when I was 11. I was in 6th grade and I was the only 6th grader invited to an 8th grader's birthday party. And it was the weekend that the first Twilight movie was coming out, so we were gonna go see that. And the previews had me nervous because I think there were some like fighting sequences or something. So I was terrified that I was gonna go into this theater with all these really cool 13-year-olds and be the only one visibly scared. So instead of backing out of the birthday party, which was like 2 days away, I thought the obvious answer was to just read Twilight as quickly as possible so that I'd be prepared for whatever was gonna happen in the movie. Fortunately or unfortunately for my wallet, I read the book in those 2 days. I went and saw the movie, loved the book, and I of course ended up reading the rest of the series. And after that, my middle school and high school years were definitely surrounded by similar things. The Hunger Games, The Maze Runner, the Ugly series, Divergent. That chunk of my life was very like YA dystopian fantasy. And then to no one's surprise, it was in 2019 when I got back into reading because of ACOTAR. And after reading ACOTAR and Throne of Glass and Crescent City, I decided to take to TikTok to figure out some other recommendations people might have. And that led me to where I am today. Number 9 asks, where do I read? And I almost always just read here at home. But if I'm not at home, my Kindle always comes with me. My Kindle has made it so easy for me to continue reading while I'm traveling, and it doesn't take up like any space in my carry-on. So whether I'm driving to go visit family or I'm flying somewhere, my Kindle is always with me. Number 10 asks what books I like to read. So again, I'm a big fantasy and romance person. Romance is definitely newer for me. I really only got into that genre last year in 2023, but I'm willing to try anything. In fact, none of my 5-star reads from last year were romance or fantasy, I don't think. I had some historical fiction, I had some science fiction, I had a thriller, and I also had a nonfiction in there, which was a memoir. So although I do have my favorites that I tend to gravitate towards, I am willing to try most book genres. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Putting this video out into the world is absolutely terrifying, but I am hopeful that good things will come from it. And if you do have any advice for equipment when it comes to filming YouTube videos, especially on a budget, that would be amazing. And if you have any favorite BookTube channels that you're subscribed to, I would love if you comment those because I'm still trying to find more people in the BookTube community space. Please remember to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more bookish content, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.